Here we go. Which tight end has the most touchdown catches this year?
Freiermuth.
Who has more touches in the opener? Caleb Johnson or Jalen Warren?
Jalen Warren.
Who has the second most catches on the whole team if you think DK will have the most? Do you think DK will have the most?
I do.
Who has the second most?
Second, I'll go with Freiermuth.
Do you think Highsmith is a logical trade candidate, not quite living up to his contract with maybe good alternatives behind him?
I understand it, but it is a reasonable contract. He's not making top-of-the-market money for an outside linebacker.
Will Broderick Jones be back in a week?
Yes.
Within the week, I should say. Do you agree with Kabali that every championship team needs a Ben Skoranek?
I didn't know he said that, but
He did.
I'm a big Ben Skoranek fan. That guy is a special teams demon, and you can find ways to use him on offense if you have to.
So he'll make the team.
I mean, it's good. Like, I'm thinking about my first 53-man roster projection, and guys like Connor Hayward, Ben Skoranek, Scotty Miller. Not all three of those guys are going to make it, so it's going to be interesting.
Has Kabali fallen asleep at any team functions?
Not to my knowledge yet, but stay tuned.
Who wins the AFC North?
Ravens.
How many playoff teams from the AFC North? This is getting good, isn't it, Bob?
This is going to be a big answer here.
Excellent.
I am going to go 3.
Wow. I'm assuming the Browns are the odd men out, yes?
You assume correctly.
This became a topic with Art's words recently. He called Ben a top 10 quarterback all time. Does Ray Fittipaldo agree?
I do agree. Get Drew Brees out of there.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, who would you take, Ben or Brett Favre? Who should be higher on that list?
Man, I will say that Ben was probably, Brett had like some great years early, and then he kind of tailed off. I think Ben was better over a longer stretch. I might go Ben there, but I definitely go Ben over Brees. I don't see where that Brees stuff comes from. I got to be honest with you guys.
Well, he played indoors. I mean, his numbers are unbelievable, but I can't help.
Yeah.
But Bob, he played indoors, right?
Makes a big difference. You do.
7 days a week, 365. I'm going Ben over Brees, and there's no argument.
The PM team, Malsey and Pony, disagrees with you. In fact, they are on the record as saying it's absolutely ridiculous to put Ben over Favre, and that nobody objective outside of Pittsburgh would ever say that. They might be right about that. Maybe nobody would, but everybody's wrong then. And I'll tell you why, Ray. Are you ready for this little list that I put together?
Yeah.
Here is where Ben is above Favre. Obviously not the cumulative numbers, because Favre had 50 more starts and 2,000 more attempts. Bob, are you ready for this?
I think I know where you're going, but yeah, I'm ready for it.
Ben had the exact same touchdown rate at 5.0, a much better interception rate, only 2.5 compared to Brett Favre's 3.3, even though Ben had a higher career yards per attempt. He was getting the ball down the field more, 7.6 to 7.1. I won't bore you with the exact numbers. I'll just tell you all the other categories in which Ben was better than Brett Favre. Passer rating, completion percentage, yards per attempt, win percentage, fourth quarter comebacks, game-winning drives, 500-yard games, 400-yard games, 6 touchdown games, 5 touchdown games, passing yards per game, passes completed per game, rushing touchdowns, Super Bowl appearances, Super Bowl wins, playoff win percentage, playoff completion percentage, and playoff passer rating, to which somebody along the lines of Malsey might say, yeah, but what about the 3 MVP awards? Ben never even got an MVP vote, to which I say, Malsey, it's 2 different eras. Favre played in a time when there were no other quarterbacks, really, when he won those 3 MVPs who were great, having great seasons. In fact, Bob, the first year that that Favre won MVP, do you know who the only other quarterback who got an MVP vote was?
No.
Wrong. Jim Harbaugh. Ray, do you know the second year that Brett Favre won an MVP, his second of 3 in a row? Do you know who was second in the NFL in touchdown passes? Wrong. Vinny Testaverde. Limits, the third year in a row that Favre won MVP. Do you know who was second in the league in touchdown passes?
Randall Cunningham.
Wrong. Jeff George. So Ben didn't get to deal with the Jim Harbaughs and Vinny Testaverdes and Jeff Georges of the world. He had to contend with the Tom Bradys and Drew Breeses and Peyton Mannings and all those guys. So give me a break on that one. He also won a Super Bowl with an offensive line of Max Starks, no offense, I love him, Chris Kimoatu, Justin Hartwig, Darnell Stapleton, and Willie Colon. I rest my case, Bob.
That was a mic drop you just heard there.
You like that, Ray?
And Ben had the handcuffs on him for what? The first 2 to 3 years of his career. Well, Brett was allowed to be Brett, and he learned on the job.
But these eras, your point about the era is very well taken, because if you look back at Bradshaw's era, if you look at his career touchdown passes versus interceptions,
right,
they're almost the same. I mean,
exactly.
It's a different kind of game that's being played.
Right. If you want to put Favre above Ben, God bless you. Favre was great, and there's a case for that too. But the idea that there's no comparison here and nobody whose objective could ever put Ben above him, to me, is ludicrous.